Hey guys, welcome back to Beauty and the Grinds. Tonight's video is a super fun hair tutorial. I'm going to be showing you all how to create victory rolls. This is a very quick look that you can do on 2 and 3 day old hair. It just kind of makes your hair look like it's really pretty and styled and has pizzazz. So if you're interested in learning how to create victory rolls, especially if you have layered hair, or if you're just interested in seeing a tutorial on how it all comes together, then please keep watching. Okay guys, so the first thing you're going to want to do is lay out all of the product that you're going to be using to create this look. The second thing is you're going to want to use day 2 or day 3 hair because it just holds better. And this is a great quick way to make your hair look hip and coif and pretty when it's really dirty. And the third thing is if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe and hit the bell notifier. So the first thing you're going to want to grab are some bobby pins, preferably bobby pins that are in the color of your hair. These are blonde because I have blonde hair. You're also going to get a rat tail comb. You're going to want to have this in your arsenal of beauty products if you're going to start styling your hair in more of that rockabilly retro fashion. This is also great for modern hairstyles because it will help you to part your hair and separate it to create whatever style you're trying to achieve. Also some little flowers in case you want to add a flower to your do, a hairnet for while your hair is setting, some big alligator clips to separate the hair off with, and then setting lotion. Setting lotion is a big part of these styles because it helps protect your hair from heat damage, but it also helps your hair to remain curled, like it will retain the style. So this is a must. You can find it in a tube version or like a pump. It doesn't have to come in a spray. You're also going to want to find yourself some medium and hard hold hairspray, a teasing brush, a regular brush so you can brush out the tangles in your hair before you get started. You're also going to want some pointed pin curl clips like this to help hold the curl. The other thing you're going to want is pomade. I'm using the El Patron pomade. This is just going to smooth any flyaways or baby hairs. And lastly, you're going to want a curling iron. This is a 1-inch curling iron from Hot Tools. I promise you guys, I'm going to get a review going on these products because they're phenomenal. You could also use a 3/4 of an inch curling iron. I wouldn't use anything bigger than an inch though, just because it doesn't really help the style. You want a little bit of a tighter curl. And those are our products. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is brush through your hair gently. If you do it too vigorously, you can pull your hair out. And you're just going to want to get out the knots. If there's any knots in your hair from maybe the previous day's style, or maybe you just didn't brush it the following day, you definitely want to get those out before you start on this one. Now this is a very quick victory roll set. This is something that I do personally when I don't have a whole lot of time and I need to get out the door. Moving on, you're going to want to part your hair, and you want to part your hair according to how you want your victory rolls to set. If you want them to set off wider, you could do a wide part. If you want them to be dead center, you could do that too. I do find that the more flattering ways to wear victory rolls isn't so much dead center, but slightly off center. So I'm going to recenter it. There's so much hairspray. So once you got your part where you want it, you might want to brush out any other tangles that you might have. And now we're going to part ear to ear. So you're just going to make a direct part right down to behind your ear, and then you're going to pull it away. So you can see you want all this hair in front of your ear to come forward and then push all this hair back, because this is what's going to be creating your roll. And you're going to do that on both sides. And then what I like to do is take that alligator clip and clip my hair out of the way, because if you don't, as you're trying to create the victory rolls, it's going to get everywhere. Now, you're going to want to take your setting lotion, whether it comes in a tube or a pump or a spray. Now, just for the sake of this video, I'm not going to spray it directly on my hair. I'm going to spray it into the palm of my hand. If not, this stuff will go everywhere, and I don't want it on my makeup, y'all. I don't want it on my makeup. And you're going to rub it through your hands and then apply it onto your hair from the root all the way down to the tips. You really want to get your hair mildly saturated with it, not soaking wet, but you know, enough in there to where it makes the hair feel kind of damp. That's the magic of hair lotion. It just helps your hair retain that style that you're creating. So once the lotion is in, you're going to use that rat tail again and pick up sections of your hair, just like this. And you're going to curl up and towards the scalp. So instead of going down and under, you're going to curl it up this way towards the scalp and just hold it there. Now what you want to do is take your fingers and feel your hair, and if you can feel like heat hasn't reached that part of my hair yet, my fingers still feel comfortable, then your hair hasn't set yet. But if you start to feel like okay, this is starting to feel a little uncomfortable to my fingertips, then take your hair off the barrel, because you know it's set and you don't want to burn your hair. Now I have my curling iron set to 360. That's what I have it set at. So you're just going to keep doing that all the way down. And you don't want too thick of pieces, and you also don't want too thin of pieces. You also want to make sure that you get those ends tucked up underneath that barrel, because if you don't, if you leave the ends sticking out of the barrel, you're really creating that beachy wave, and the pinup retro styles were not about the beachy wave at all. They wanted their hair to be very tight and coif and everything curled and almost perfect. Uh-oh, this guy's coming out. I'll have to fix him. So the way to remove your hair off the barrel is the little handle here. You release it slightly, gently pull that hair off the barrel with your fingers, hook it onto your thumb, and then you can roll it down towards your scalp. Take your pin curl clip and slide it in. Now I'm going to do that. I'm going to repin this one since it started to fall. Now here is a fun fact. My hair is layered. So, as I mentioned earlier in the beginning, when you're working with layered hair, you start the curl about an inch below the ends and start to roll it. Then loosen the handle and suck those curls into the barrel. Suck the curls. Curl those ends into the barrel. And then that way it will get all the layered pieces in one uniform section. If you start on the end, you're gonna have some pieces fall out because your hair is layered. So this is a really great way to curl your hair while it's layered and have it still come out in that pinup retro style. So if you're not going to be curling the rest of your hair and you're going to be doing this in a really quick fashion like I'm showing you tonight, you can take a hairnet, and this is what I do all the time, but you can take a hairnet, you can wrap it around these curls so that they stay in place while they're setting. Now if your hair, if you were curling the bottom pieces of your hair here because you wanted to leave your hair down instead of do the ponytail or bun, you would put your entire hair underneath this hairnet. So I'm gonna let this sit for 20 minutes and then I will come back and we'll walk through the victory roll process. Okay guys, it's been 20 minutes. I hope that you had fun sitting there letting your hair set and cool. And this is what you're gonna do. You're just gonna take out these pin curls and your hair is gonna start to fall just fine. And you might be wondering, why in the world would we roll our hair up towards the top of our scalp instead of down towards our neck? And the thing is, your hair retains memory. So if you're rolling it up towards the top of your head, which is where you want your rolls to go, it will be a whole lot easier than if they were rolled under, because then you're working against your hair. So the hair is ready to be rolled. Now the secret to making victory rolls last is to tease the bejesus out of them. I'm serious. Tease, 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 tease. So you're not gonna tease this way. If you were making a huge wave and it was coming down this way, you would tease here. But because you're going in and up and towards the center part, you want to tease on this side. So you just start a couple inches above the root, use your rat tail comb and push the hair down on top of itself. Climb up the hair shaft, leave the ends out, especially if you have layered hair, because if you don't, they're going to splay, and then when they're rolled in, it ain't gonna look pretty. So we're gonna tease all the way down this side of the face. If you are having trouble with getting your hair to tease, apply some dry shampoo onto your hair in the root and brush it down, and that will help it stay a little bit better. This is another reason they suggest doing this on day 2 or day 3 hair, so that you have a little bit more grip. Now this last little piece, because it comes up and makes the outside of our roll, I do not tend to tease. So I'm going to really thin it out, because I want my hair to look smooth in the roll, and voila. This is hot, y'all. Okay, so we're gonna grab all this hair here, and you're gonna take your teasing brush and you're gonna lightly brush it. Not too hard, because you don't want to kick out the teasing that you just did. Then taking your 2 fingers, you're going to start an inch below your ends, roll your ends around those fingers, slip your fingers out by tucking your thumbs in, and roll it down to your hair, turning it in towards the scalp as you get close to the top of your head. So at this point, you can spray your roll, but I like to take my fingers and I like to kind of hold it in place back here at the base. I like to get my first bobby pin. I open it and I slide my bobby pin right into the center and push it down towards the back of my head. Then I will take some of my hairspray and spray it. And bring my hand up and over that roll to kind of smooth anything. And when I'm doing this in my natural hair, I usually only use 2 bobby pins. So once you've got your hair and your roll sitting where you want it and you feel that it's secure, you're going to move on to the next side. So we're just going to repeat the same thing that we already did. Now this side has a little bit more hair in it because it's the thicker side, because I didn't part it evenly down the middle. And you will find if you do the same that one side's going to be a little bit bigger of a roll. I'm going to start rolling it around those fingers, keep the ends out, roll the ends in, tuck those ends into the inside of the roll, put your thumb in the middle of the roll, and roll it down towards your scalp, and then you're going to turn it inward as you get to the top of your head. Now, if you are making yours meet, so I always recommend making yours meet because I feel like that looks the best. You're going to hold your hair again, take a bobby pin, put it right down in the center so you can see I'm putting it right inside and I'm sliding it in. And because this side is a little bit thicker and I need to have that hair meet, I'm going to go right down along the scalp, and then I'm going to go ahead and give it a spray, and several thin coats of hairspray is better than one big thick coat. And once you spray it, you just take your hand up over the roll to help smooth it. And I think I'm going to go ahead and re-roll this. So here's what you don't want. You don't want this. There's too much of a gap in between my rolls, and it kind of looks a little off. You want your rolls to touch, kind of like this. So what I'm going to do is quickly re-roll this and get them to touch. So here are some tips when you're doing your rolls. 1, hairspray. Hairspray the crap out of these rolls. In order to make them last, in order to make them stay, you're going to want to hairspray, hairspray, hairspray. And then when you think you've had enough hairspray, you're going to hairspray just for good measure one more time. The second thing is when you're working with victory rolls, there is what they call closing the gap in the back. So you're going to pull this up taut towards the roll, take a bobby pin and stick it inside the roll up towards the back so that it closes the roll. That is something that they suggest doing, and it does make your victory rolls look a lot prettier. So you can see this is nice and tight. It goes right into a roll. This one's a little bit looser on the side. Can you guys see the difference? So you just kind of take this hair up towards the outside of that roll, and then you're pinning that hair right into the back side of the roll. So the whole point of the victory roll is to have where your hair is connected together. This is why it's suggested to keep them together, and pretend like the letter V is sitting right here because it stands for victory. It was a very patriotic hairstyle that they wore in the 40s during World War II, if you guys knew or didn't know. Now, if you have them further out on the sides, that's okay. You just want to be careful of Minnie Mouse ears, which is where they're really big and they're separated enough to where they just kind of look like ears, and that's not very attractive. So we are going to spray. Now this is my Pureology hairspray. It has medium hold. My TG has full hold. I try not to use this in my beauty room only because it will leave a coat on everything, and I don't want a coat on all my makeup brushes. So that is our victory rolls. Now the final step is taking our pomade. You just need a very, very little bit of this on your hands. So something about that amount. Rub it between your fingertips, and you're just going to go over your hairline very gently, very smoothly, smoothing out any of those baby hairs, anything that can kind of make the victory roll look fuzzy. I have a widow's peak, so I have to go over that especially. And then get your fingers inside those rolls. So there is a very quick victory roll set. Now, what to do about the rest of this stuff, right? So I like to get this all brushed out smooth. So in the back, hope you can see it, you're going to twist. And in the twist here, you're going to take a bobby pin and you're going to secure the twist with a bobby pin. Okay? Then you're going to come around. You're going to twist the back portion of your hair, just clockwise, counterclockwise, whatever's easiest for you and your wrist. And you're just going to keep twirling it and spinning it in with your fingers until you can tuck the ends underneath that bun. And a good bun should only need 6 bobby pins. Usually mine does like 4 or 5. So you're just placing those bobby pins straight into the bun. I'll turn around so you guys can see. You kind of want to make your bobby pins work with each other. So like right there, you're kind of seeing where it wanted to come out through the center. I just re-angle it, reposition it. Then you're going to get your hairspray out and you're going to spray the bun. And you can kind of rub your hands over that area. Make sure that it's nice and smooth. You can even take some pomade back there if you have thicker hair, or maybe your hair's a little bit more unruly, or maybe it's even more layered than mine. Remember, my hair is layered, so spinning it like clockwise around my finger and then twirling it up under really helps because it ties all those ends together and makes it almost seamless. But if you were to just take it and you have layered hair and you wrap it up really quick, the ends are gonna out. So when you kind of corkscrew it around, it makes those ends kind of go in together like it's a rope. So here is the front section of our victory roll do. I am so partial to victory rolls. They are like my favorite thing ever. I hope that you've all enjoyed this video. If you did, you found it helpful and you love it, make sure you give it a like, leave it a thumbs up. I'd love for you guys to become part of the Beauty and the Grinds family, so subscribe, hit the bell notifier, and all my social media handles are going to be in the description box. So if you'd like to follow me on the daily, I'm on Instagram every day. I do lives from my Instagram every Sunday. You could also like and follow my professional Facebook page. I'd love to see you over there. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. Seriously, your time is precious. I honor it. I love it. I love that you're choosing to spend it with me and my community. All the products that I am using will be on my blog, which is beautyinthegrinds.com. I do launch and post new videos every Monday. Ooh. So I hope that you will join me next week. I will be talking about my 15 times customizable palette from MAC, and it's something that I've used to create this eye look that you see tonight, and it's something I use every single day. It's always in my beauty drawer, so I thought that I'd share it with all of you. I hope that you guys have an incredible evening, and I will see you all in my next video. I'm going to do a quick 360 so that you guys can get the whole look around, and then you have a wonderful night.